Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. Hope you guys are all having a good day today. Just want to thank you guys for all your continued support, and I hope you guys all had a very good holiday. I had a very interesting one. I will give you the short story of it. Essentially, my mom called me at about 10:30 a.m. and she said she was wrapping presents and she was getting ready, and that my mom and my dad would be over at my brother's house around 2:30 to do presents and have dinner. 3:30 rolls around, we don't hear anything from them. So we're not sure what's going on. So I call a couple times. I end up calling like 4 or 5 times. And my mom was so drunk that she couldn't even answer the phone. She answered the phone. It's literally what she sounded like. So give my brother my phone. He tries to talk to her. He gets pretty angry. And he just leaves. And we're like, okay, where did he go? So he goes over to my parents' house, cusses them out, and then he's got a different dad. So my mom is his mom, but he's stepdad. So he goes over there, cusses them out, takes all the presents that they had for us, grabs them, and then comes back over and we have Christmas without him. So an interesting turn of events for Christmas. You guys also, I guess some of you enjoyed the dragon fight. I did a pretty terrible job, I admit. I'm very sorry for that. But I did go back and get the dragon head. And that dragon fight was fun, though. So I hope you guys had a good holiday. So today's episode, what are we doing in today's episode? Well, the last, I want to say, 4 or 5 videos, there has been a ton of comments saying, Jevin, do a world tour, do a world tour. So that is what we are going to do today. So we're going to talk about this first area here, which I consider to be this entire thing. This valley is where we basically started. And one of the very first things that we built was this strip mine. So we started off with just this room and this room. And we basically had everything you see. You know, we had storage, we had furnaces, just everything we needed. And then we built this on a little bit later once we got into more advanced crafting, diamonds, things like that. So the strip mine was one of the things that I probably used the most in this world, actually. It's so loud. So loud! So when we get down here, each one of these tunnels is probably a couple thousand blocks. I would say probably at least 2,000. And so all these tunnels, and people always wonder how I get so many diamonds. It's because of all of these strip mines. I off camera, I mine a ton, like a lot. So I just like playing the game, and so I play off camera a lot as well. So all these tunnels and strip mines have been used very, very extensively. And this was like one of the first things we built. The second thing we built was across the way there, the little ranch that we'll go to now. And the ranch over here, it is probably one of my favorite builds, mainly the structure of it. I just love the way that this thing looks. It looks like it fits in here just like perfectly. And so what we do here is we store our horses and we do a little bit of breeding, which you guys saw. But these animals here are for food. We typically kill them once or twice every 10 episodes. And that's how I sort of get a lot of my food, for those of you who are wondering. Because I do just kind of randomly have food sometimes and randomly don't. So we grow a crop here. And you'll see these lights are turned off. The lights are actually controlled by a daylight sensor, which is over here. Right here. That turns the lights on and off at daytime, or nighttime, I should say. And then one of the final builds before we moved on from this area was the man-made lake. We used TNT to blow this thing up, and then I went back and terraformed basically this entire area. You want to hear a difficult story? Try doing a curved pathway. Yeah, this pathway took me about 14 tries. And these lights are broken, but this is our little man-made lake if we ever want to go fishing. I've fished here a couple times. And that's really going to do it for the starter area. Next up, I think we're going to head up to the tree farms. And this is one of the hardest things in this world, and I've said this a couple times, is getting wood. And because we live in a savanna, and savanna trees are terrible, acacia trees, they're really bad for wood. They don't have a lot of wood, they're hard to mine. So, this was one of the bigger projects that we have started. This is what we call Project Biodome, and we are making miniature biomes inside of each one of these that will you know, compared to the trees in that biome. So, for example, this biodome is for dark oak. We will grow dark oak trees in here and harvest them as we please. And then, so each one of these is going to have its own biome. And I'm actually considering tearing this down and redoing this layout and moving the mountain. I actually want a mushroom one too, so but there's just not enough room. So right now there's like either 5 or 6 of them, and I want to add another one. So this is a later on project. I'm not gonna go in any kind of chronologic order. One of the bigger projects in our world though is definitely the train station. So we'll check that out now. The train station was probably within the first 10 episodes we decided that we wanted to plot it. Once we found out where we wanted to live, we needed a way to get over there from here because it is a good distance away. So I came up with this train station design in a creative world, and then one episode we dug this entire thing out. That took a good long time, especially when you don't have good enchant tools. So this is one of my favorite builds. I love repetition. It is one of my favorite things. So like being able to repeat something like this over and over again was a lot of fun to build. And this thing goes on for quite a while. So down through here, it kind of opens up into the world again. We have a split off that goes to another part of the base, which I'll show you in a little while. And we added this on a couple episodes ago, which has been a very fantastic add-on because I've used it a ton. We also have a very, very, very good sugarcane farm right here. I typically get anywhere from 3 to 7 stacks of sugarcane anytime I harvest this, and everybody's always asking about the yellow sheep. Guys, yellow carpet. I needed yellow sheep for yellow carpet. It blends very well, doesn't it? You guys didn't even notice the yellow carpet. So, as we move on, this is where we decided that we wanted to sort of build our main base. And the main base, we wanted to do something we've never done before, so we did ruins, and we'll get to that in just a second. I do want to show you this down here, though. One thing we have kind of decided on were these pathways. Now, as I kind of look through some of these, I kind of feel like I should redo them a little bit, because they are a little bit sloppy, but when we go down here, this is we have been very, very blessed to have found a double spawner. I've never found a triple before, but this is a double zombie spawner. Spawner number 1, spawner number 2, and they're controlled by lights. Although this one I think keeps spawning. And we have future plans for this as well. We've got some storage over here, and this is where the magic happens. Over here is another little room. So I'll show you this thing first. This kind of blocks the zombies from falling in. This is a crusher that will crush them for about 12 ticks, I think. And if we go in right here, you'll see this is all the redstone for that. And we fit that all in there nice and neat. So now this guy is pretty much, I think he's like one or two hits with a sword, I think. But that's how we sort of get our XP. And then this is a minecart elevator. And over here is where we make our damage potions or instant health potions so we can kill them. We have a ton of storage, and this needs to be fixed still. This is our wither farm, another wart farm, and then we've got potion brewing and water up there. So there's actually a game plan in later episodes. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it because there's so many ideas that I want to do. And that is to turn this into a purifier. And so what is a purifier? For those of you who don't know, you can turn the villager pigmen or villager zombies into villagers again. And that's one thing I want to do. So we might have to like demo this entire thing and redo it, but it's going to be fine. It's not an issue. So let's go up, and we will head over to our base now. So the train station itself continues into our new base, and this area out here is actually going to be a nature reserve whenever we get around to it. So we have like tons and tons of projects to do still. And not to mention, I have a list on my phone that I made one night that there's like 40 projects on there I want to do. So this is the entrance to our base, and this is sort of the main kind of hallway. One of my favorite things about this base is this right here. I don't know, this just stands out to me. I just really like it. There's lots of little things here though, and if you didn't see the episode, you probably wouldn't know. So first off, there is a hidden room down here, and if we just jump in here, it's a spiral staircase that leads down to an empty room. We are going to be doing something down there, which I'm not sure yet. Once again, just another project that we're going to be working on. Then there is a spawner here. I just hit this a minute ago. Oh wow, there was actually 2 in there. But this is a pumpkin farm that's up in the ceiling. And then if we go over here, we have a slime farm. The slime farm is very interesting. I've never done a 3x3 water elevator before. That was very, very interesting to do. Then we have a golem here that kills all the, all the little slimy slimes when they come up the hill here. And then everything is collected into the hopper below, and we use the lever to push everything up. Then we have our storage area, which I'm still not completely settled on. I'm not a big fan of it right now, and it's still kind of growing on me. And so if we head over to the other side, we have our horse area. And so this kind of leads to the outside area. But if we kind of walk in, it's kind of naturally blended. So we have 2 areas for storage, and then we have a breeding room. Then some extra little hay bales for decoration. This is, I love this base, to be honest with you. It's really, it takes a lot of time to work on, but it is a lot of fun to make. And this was actually the very first hallway that we did here, and it brings back memories. So if we come up to this area over here and hit U, there is a hidden piston door, and if we come down, this is our storage area. We've got signs for every enchant in the game, and then if we hit this arrow here, this is an arrow that controls the enchant table, just like so. One of the things I don't like about this room down here, though, is the fact that it's so well lit. Kind of want it to be dim, there we go. And if we come back out here, I can't figure out what I'm gonna do with this little part right here. Down here is our super smelter, which was probably one of the first projects that we completed here. It's a very, very good smelter. So this is input, output, and then there's like tons of coal. Then we got a control panel over here. And then right here is where the train station continues. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the walking. I'll be back in just a second. So next up is the sand quarry. This is where we have been mining all of our sand for any projects that we need in the world. Now, the reason why we chose this area for the sand quarry is because it's in the perfect location. So we have this giant desert biome in our world that, I mean, when I say giant, typically a biome will end when it hits a river. This one continues on and just continues. So the biome that we have chosen to mine out here is actually completely surrounded by a river. Stops the river over there, and then this this birch forest biome is cornered to it. So we have like this perfect little area to go mining in. And then there's our train station continuing. So let me show you the build that we have over here. So this is another build that I'm unsure about right now. I could feel like I could change this at any time. It's okay. It didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to, but it's okay, I guess. And we have lots and lots of storage, and then we once again did our pathways over here. Really like this pathway. It turned out really nicely. So this is just another one of the things in our world that we use kind of often, actually, to get sand. So speaking of sand, let's go ahead and head over to the pyramid. Alright, so we're just about there. This is one of the areas that I come to mine trees a lot, because I really don't have a space to come and mine, so I just kind of made one. Now, over top of this hill here is the very first nether portal we've ever made. This thing's actually got kind of a funny story to it. So I read and reply to a lot of comments on my channel, and there's a lot of comments on episode 1 of this series about this portal. A lot of people seem to think that I cheated in making this portal, even though in the episode, if they watched to a certain amount of time, they would see that I built the portal with a bucket of water and a bucket of lava, and just build it manually by making obsidian and then lighting it, because the goal for that episode was to go to the Nether and to try and find diamonds. So there's like all this controversy in the video, and all they have to do is watch the video. So the next build that we're going to be showing is our pyramid area. This is kind of like a ruins area. Now, this thing has kind of evolved. Eventually, to start this thing off, it was initially going to be sort of a jungle village and in the desert, and then we decided to do something a little bit different, and then we just kind of started building ruins, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own. And so what we have in here is this button that will close that up, and this will be buttoned up as well. So you're supposed to walk in and not see anything, hit the button, and then there's supposed to be a secret room down there. And you know, I'm not sure about the future of this thing, but one thing I can tell you is, like, I definitely would think it would be a cool idea to just have like Egypt stuff, you know, sort of like pyramids and like maybe like a little deserted town and stuff like that. So lots of cool stuff over here. Anyways, one thing we passed up on the way over here was the sheep farm. We literally just did that. So I think now would be a good time to head to the Nether. So, to go to the Nether, this is the train station. We just added a little walkway onto this. So, this goes right into a Nether portal. And let's go in here. So, a couple episodes ago, we built a Nether hub. And I'm very, very pleased with the Nether hub. It's one of probably my second or favorite build in this world. Wow, lots of pigmen. And so we just built this, and I really like the design of it. Although some of you were saying that I should switch the cobblestone out to not nether brick, but stone brick. So that could be something that we do in the future, who knows. So if you go down this hallway here, it's a little bit away. So if we run basically this way for a little while, we're going to run into another portal, and that's going to take us to our desert area. And the desert area for this is sort of a storage house and workhouse for different projects that we're going to be working on in the desert over here. One thing I like to do in my worlds is I like to utilize different areas. And so to do so, sometimes you gotta go kind of far away. And that's what we're doing here. So I think this thing was ended up being like 2,500 blocks away or so. So the first portal is right here. And then this leads us to that desert house that we built. So a lot of these projects that we have built, like, I liked them at first, but now as we kind of go back and look at them, I kind of don't like a lot of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if I changed some of these. This is our little desert house, and once again we've got a little door there. This leads down to a mine just in case we need stuff. And then we've got lots of goodies here. Well, I've got a lot of goodies here, actually, and more diamonds. Holy crap, 33 blaze rods. I'm taking those with me. Those are good deals. Okay, and not much here. Another thing there. And let's leave here. And this is the reason why I brought my fly deal. We're gonna go up to the spawner. So the spawner is probably one of my biggest accomplishments in this world. This thing is so much fun. I love it. So what we did was we found an area in our world that didn't really have a lot of land, and it was more of a deep ocean. And the deep ocean itself was perfect for this spawner. So we built ourselves a sky spawner that it kind of runs automatically, clicks like every 30 seconds or so, and it's very fun. It still needs a little bit of work, but in the end, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to use. So this is our sky spawner, and if you're ever wondering, like, if I say I'm going to get bone meal or I'm going to get something, this is where I'm coming, because we just have like lots of goodies. And so every couple of seconds, I'd say probably every 30 seconds or so, you're gonna see a bunch of mobs fall out of this thing. So what we are doing is we are utilizing a timer clock upstairs there. And essentially, the mobs spawn, then we click water, and the water flows long enough to push the mobs off the edge. And then they all fall down and die. Just like so. And then we have like I think we have a bunch of items in here too. And so down here still needs a little bit of work. I don't think we ever finished that, yeah. But all of these hoppers just collect, and we collect goodies, and all kinds of mobs fall down, and it took a little bit of work to get where we wanted, but it actually turned out really nicely. So I'll show you the redstone, and I want to fly. So we actually made this thing up here for bouncing. The bouncing didn't really work so well though, so I have to remove that eventually. This is the clock that we use, and if I can remember correctly, this is Etho's hopper timer, and it's got about 30 blocks in it, and that clicks for about 25 seconds or so. And then we've got a monostable circuit right here that when it gets power, it's going to give one click, and then when it's got a second power, it's going to do it in just a second. I'll explain it to you. So it's got one power, and then when it's done being powered again, it's going to give another click right there. So that's what pushes all of those mobs. And if we come up here, you can kind of see all the redstone and everything to it. So if you look down, we've got these slime pads. And the slime pads were supposed to be for like running and jumping, but this is something that I've never done before. Oh my god, this thing is amazing! I love my wings! Here, let's go F5 mode. Dude. This is amazing. Oh, that was so good. These things are amazing. Oh my goodness. I want to play with these for forever now. So, that's the first time I've ever done that. That was a lot of fun. And I'm trying to think if there was any other places I wanted to show you in the world. I think the only other place we have left was the sheep farm, but it really is just an empty room full of cobblestone. So, I'll meet you guys back over at the main base. Okay, everybody, we have made it back to the main area. So that is really going to do it for the world tour. That is pretty much everything in our world. There's still a ton of work to be done. Lots of projects that I still want to complete. I want to do the villager purifier. I still want to get into potions. I want to make a blaze spawner. And then there's a list on my phone that's got just tons more on it. And there's a lot of stuff in the world that after kind of looking at it today, I kind of realized that it either needs a tweak or it just needs to look better. So this world is going to be played for a long time. And a lot of people seem to think that with beating the dragon, I was going to be done with the world or something. That's not the case at all. The game plan here is to play this world for as long as possible. And I know sometimes things change, but as long as I can see, as long as the world is playable and not corrupted in any way, we should be playing it. So I want to thank you all for watching, and once again, thank you all for your continued support on this channel and on this series. The channel has been really growing very steadily, and that's because of you guys. So thank you all. I love you guys, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening. This is iJevin.